I would want you to. So where are we joining from today? You can unmute yourself to just do a quick introduction where you're joining from.
I'm joining from Wales.
From Wales. I'm gonna start. I'm joining from Luton in the UK. So Awa is joining from Wales. Any other person? Where
I'm
are we
joining from Kent in the UK.
from? Kent. Okay, nice. Do I have anyone from any other country aside from the UK?
I'm joining from
Nigeria.
Sorry, Abiodun, what did you say?
That was not me, BME.
Oh, okay. So where are you joining from, Abiodun?
A part of me said now. Yes, I did.
Something. I can't remember.
December.
Yeah, 30 December. Okay, I can see the chat. Some people joining from UK, joining from Nigeria. Amazing. Okay, thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm sure some other people would also connect. And obviously the recording of the session will be available, so it's fine. Okay, so we have Juliet on the call. So she's going to be our facilitator for today. So I just want to share what we'll be discussing today before I hand over to Juliet, because Juliet's session is going to be more practical, less of theory. She's gonna go straight into it. So we're talking about NHS today. I know a lot of us are interested in NHS, and some of you are probably trying to transition. You just want to understand, how do I create a good personal statement for NHS? So that's what Juliet will be taking us through. So part of what we'll discuss today is obviously how recruitment works with the NHS, the track websites that Juliet will be showing us, and obviously some other places that you can check for NHS jobs as well. And so in terms of the agenda, she's not going to be sharing slides. She's going straight into the website. So how to do a personal statement, what you should write, basically how you should break it down. I think she also has plans to show us some of our applications to just see how she's done it as well. So how to navigate NHS job website, how to tailor your application to roles. So what we'll try to do is, so that Juliet has a proper rundown of everything and we can benefit from what she's sharing, we'll try to take questions at the end. But you could also put your questions in the chat. So anything I can respond to, I would respond to. And if it's particularly about what she's sharing, you can put it in the chat as well. And at the end, considering the time, if we have enough time, then Juliet can take some of the questions live as well. So on her social media platforms, she's called Career Migrant, sorry. So you can always look her up as well, because this is her area of specialty. So you could check her up. She's on TikTok. She's on Instagram as well. I'm not sure if she's on YouTube, but she would confirm that to us herself. Okay, I guess in terms of opening the floor, I've been able to do that. So Juliet, are you ready for us?
Yes, I am. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so like she said, my name is Juliet Okwo. Okay, I'm called the Career Migrant on social media. Currently, I'm on TikTok, YouTube. I'm also on LinkedIn. I'm also on Instagram, but I will maintain TikTok and YouTube at the moment. So I once worked as an assistant store manager and an assistant procurement manager in Flour Mills of Nigeria PLC. I think most of you would know it because I see everybody here is from back home. The Golden Penny brand. So I worked with them for like 14 years. Then here in the UK, I worked as a procurement buyer in Wolverhampton City Council, where I supported the construction category, and before moving up into the NHS as a strategic procurement manager. And in this role, I support the general procurement. Academically, I have the BSc in Public Relations and Advertising from the University of Lagos State University. And I'm currently a member of the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supplies in the UK here. So what I wanted to share is just I want us to focus on crafting a supporting statement, because I see that that's where most people have issues. And most people complain that the NHS application takes a whole day and all that. It might be right, but if you find a way of doing it, it might not be that long. But you need to do your supporting statements perfectly, because that's what they use in shortlisting candidates. And please, I want to ask, does anyone, I hope everyone here speaks Pidgin, because I'll be mixing it. There are some things that are not censored, I will say. I want to say those things in Pidgin. Please, if you don't understand Pidgin, let me know in the comment section.
You might have some people that are not Nigerians, though. You might have
Oh,
Indians, yeah.
okay. We'll find a way of doing it, Cha.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll share my screen. I'll use my profile to do it so that we'll do a live application. Okay, this one. Please let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. All right, so this is my profile. If you want to, I will assume that everybody knows it to this point, to the point of searching for a job. So
Not really.
I'll go straight to
Everyone,
search.
sorry, Julia, everyone might not know. So let's just do it beginner friendly.
Oh, okay. Okay, so when you get to the track website, I could just drop track website, the link. I could just drop it. I'm not very good with Zoom. I'm more comfortable with Teams. Okay. Okay, I've dropped it in the chat box. So when you click that link, come here. I'm also assuming that most people here are not specifically looking for health-related jobs. But if you are, you pick on the health jobs. If you're looking for the general roles, like I'm a procurement person, so if you're looking for anything admin, you go to NHS jobs. Okay, so here you focus on admin, but if you're looking, well, you choose whatever field you're focusing on. But personally, I always focus on administrative roles. Excuse me. And if you're also looking for a COS, you know that there is a salary band that will get you COS for admin roles. And it's usually band 6 and 7. From band 6 and above, if you're within London area, your band 6 can get you a COS. But if you're outside London, it has to be from band 7. Because the salary is 38,700. So I always start with either band 7 or band 6. So let's do a band 6 search. I'm a procurement person, so I could just use procurement to search. So all these are just the band 6 roles that are related to procurement. There are really not many. There are times you will search and you see a lot of them. Let's go back and do band 7. So I'll just change it to band 7 here. It's also not much. I think it's because of the festive period. Everybody's rushing for the holidays. I think that's why we have few of them. But usually, when you choose that way, You see a lot of them, a whole lot of them. It goes in pages. You just be checking through the pages. Okay, let's try this one. Let's work with this. Okay, so before you start, if you're looking for COS, you make sure that the role you're picking is a permanent role. Another thing, ensure that it's full-time. It could be 37.5 hours, it could be 37 hours, but ensure that it's full-time. And then you come down to check what the trust says about immigration. If they are silent about it, good for you. But Mr. Isaac.
Isaac, can you mute yourself, please? Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so you come down, look for what they said about immigration. Some of them, if they are silent about it, good for you. As long as the salary band is up to the threshold, you're good to go. But if some of them will tell you specifically that they're not sponsoring, that they don't have the license, some will tell you they have the license, but this role does not qualify. So make sure you go down and check if they said anything or if they are silent about it. Because of time, I'm not going to go into details now, but I think this one, they're just silent, so we are good to go. Okay, we're good to go for those. So the first thing we do is to look through the job descriptions. But because of time, I will not start looking through it one by one. You check the job description and the person specification. So I want to download it from here. Sorry, my password. Okay. So you take your time, ensure that you read through the job advert, read through it word for word in between lines so that you understand what the job is about. But when you're doing your supporting statements, you're going to focus on the person's specification. That's what they use. So you're going to be answering the questions they asked on the person's specification. You can see that there is they have the essential questions and the desirable questions. So try and ensure that you take care of all the essential requirements. And if you also can, take care of one or two. Like in this one, you can see that they don't really have too many desirable requirements. So you focus your attention on the essentials. Make sure if you can do 100, if you can answer 100% of them, better for you. But if you cannot, make sure you answer up to like 98%. So in this one, I need to reduce this screen. I want to put the two side by side so that I can work on this. Okay, I need board. Can everyone see the two screens? Let me know. Okay, the two, okay.
Yes.
All right, okay. So in this case now, let's start by here, the values they are asking. This is the values for the trust. So whatever you're responding will revolve around these values. We start with the education. If you want, it's up to you. You can decide to put the subheadings, but usually I don't. I'll just answer the questions like an essay. I won't put all the headings, but some people prefer to put them as a guide. So on education, they're asking for someone that is educated to degree level in relevant subjects or equivalent level of experience of working at a similar level in specialist area. So here we are looking at procurement. Let me put the heading here, Procurement Manager. So if you don't have degree here, you can still apply, as long as you confirm, you prove to them that you've got experience as a procurement manager or transferable skills that will equip you to handle the role as a procurement manager. So for me now, I've got the experience, but let's assume I don't have the experience. So I would just, okay, let's assume I don't have the degree here, but I have experience. So I could start, you can start any way you want, but I always keep it simple and straight to the point. Always make sure that you answer the questions they ask you. Don't overdo, don't give too much information. Give exactly what they're asking for. Then at the end, you are at liberty to now add one or two things that you feel might support your application. So for me, if I want to make this application, I could start by saying that I have a degree in public relations and advertising. Okay. You can say that they mentioned postgraduate degree in management studies or equivalents and is an essential criteria. They also said okay, CIPS or level 4 NVQ. So for me, I don't have MSc, but I have CIPS. So I'll go ahead and say I also have a diploma, CIPS diploma. I'm currently working, warehouse. I have level 4. I'm currently working on level 5. Then I want to take care of that postgraduate I don't have. I could just say, although I do not currently have an MSc, but I have transferable skills like team management, I could say negotiation, you can use whatever terms you feel are good. I have people that always, after writing whatever they've written and they're not comfortable, they'll put it on ChatGPT. I always kick against it because ChatGPT will make it too professional. And these people, remember, the people you're talking to are the ones that have the English language. So they don't expect you to be perfect. So just put something that makes sense and it makes it look like more like human. And some of them also use machine to confirm that you did not use AI in your application. There are also, I've also had instances where a particular trust asked as part of the application question that, did you use AI in any part of this application? So if you had used ChatGPT to review whatever you've written, you're bound to tell them yes, that you used AI in your application.
Sister, when you give you proof for
Did anybody ask any question?
There are no questions in the chat yet. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go on. Okay. So now, and also make sure that you answer the questions. Let your response flow with the questions. So I've taken care of the education parts. I'm coming down to knowledge and experience. So it said a foundation course in Prince 2 project management, evidence of continued professional development. So what I've said here that I am currently working on a level 5 should come down here because they ask for continued professional development. So that's where that level 5 should come. So here, I'll see. On my SIPS level 5 diploma. Okay, in this level, I have modules like project management, which is similar to Prince 2. So with this, I've taken care of the first 2 questions on that knowledge and experience. So here, understanding of the public sector in general, and the health sector in particular. So here, if you don't have, like I transitioned from private sector to public sector, if I were in that situation today and I'm making this application, I would just tell them, okay, I do not currently have public sector experience, but I have worked for, let's just say, 14 years in a manufacturing company in the private sector, and the structure is very similar to what is obtainable
home DNA test and certain circumstances that led him to doubt the paternity of
the public sector. Additionally, I have transferable skills, such as so I'll look out for skills in the private sector that I can transfer to the public sector. So I could think of skills like teamwork is a private, team building, team bonding is essential in the public sector. So I could do this. Additionally, I have transferable skills such as team building, I'm just trying to think, sorry. I don't know it, or I think. Additionally, I have transferable skills such as team building, data management, and you guys can help me by giving me some skills. some transferable skills that are used in the private sector that can be very beneficial in the public sector.
Negotiation.
Say it again.
Negotiation.
Yeah.
Negotiation skills.
Good.
Problem solving skills.
Okay. Communication, thank you.
What about leadership?
Very, very important. Communication, I'll put verbal and written. Okay.
Attention to details.
Yes. There are so many of them. So let's stop with this one. Attention to details. Okay. So the next one is experience of coordinating projects in complex and challenging environments. So in some cases, you can give a short narrative of what you've done in the past and try to use the STAR method. Make it very short and straight to the point. It helps a lot. So for this experience of coordinating projects in complex and challenging environments is a good one where you can use STAR method to just give an instance of what you've done in the past. So for me, I would just say I have a good experience in coordinating. You can lift the okay, another thing. Please try and use their own language in some of these basic things. For instance, coordinating projects in complex and challenging environments. You can lift it like this and then add your own words to make it sound a bit better. Because sometimes if the trust has a large volume of applications, they may not have the time to start reading everything you've written down. They will just search for keywords in your statements. So try and use some of their keywords. Okay. I have a good experience in coordinating projects in complex and challenging environments. Okay. In my previous role as an assistant procurement manager in ABC organization, I was responsible for buying packaging materials for 3 major new products of my brand. Okay, so here, for me to introduce the STAR method, the situation is that I'm responsible for buying the packaging materials. So the task was I sourced, okay? I sourced local and imported foreign packaging materials during the COVID-19. This was
the COVID-19 pandemic.
Anyhow, this was challenging because of the logistics issues at that period. So I I resorted to developing local packaging material manufacturers, which gave us savings of let's say 30%. So I've taken care of that. The next question is experience of managing and reporting risks. So this short narrative can take care of that question as well, because here you're managing, it was risky for you to move from importing overseas to local manufacturers. It involves a lot of risks, but at the end of the day, you are still able to create savings of 30%. Because this one is a supporting statement, you don't need to start giving all the details. So if you're able to make it to the interview and they ask you similar questions, then you have the opportunity of giving more details. So here, the next one is experience of drafting briefing papers and correspondence at executive levels. You can continue with this story. So during this project, I was also responsible for drafting. I'll lift this as well. For drafting briefing papers and correspondence at, so I can decide to remove this executive level where I gave details of or status of all the packaging materials I was buying on a weekly, you can decide to say weekly or monthly basis, to the senior management board of the organization. Then the next one is setting up and implementing internal process and procedures. So here, personally, I will also use another story to show what I have done. Sometimes it's not just about saying I have done this. You need to show that you have actually done it. And okay, another thing, I try to, for each heading, I try to do that in a paragraph. Like for education, I did it in one paragraph. For experience or knowledge and experience, I also want to do it in another paragraph, just one paragraph, but it's looking like it's becoming too long. So I'm tempted to break it into two. But if you want to keep it just in paragraphs so that everything about knowledge and experience will be in one paragraph, is up to you. And then again, if, like I said earlier, if you want to be putting in the headings, you can also do that. So I want to break it. Let me go to another paragraph and start experience of setting up and implementing internal processes and procedures. Okay, so I'll just start by saying when I became, when I was promoted to the role of an assistant procurement. iPhone 2, mute yourself, please. Procurement manager in ABC PLC, where I supported the direct material category or direct category. I introduced some internal processes wanted to, I said, oh, I would prefer to be saying in pidgin, some of these things, you may not have done them yourself. You don't need to be an encyclopedia of knowledge and experience. You may not have done it yourself, but you might have been part of a team that has done it, or you might have been in a company where you know what other people are doing. You just say that you've done it, nee. Provided that when it gets to the interview panel or when it gets to doing the job, you're someone that will sit down, read and learn how to do the job. You can just put it in your application. Confirm, say that you have done it. Such as moving from hard paper filing to an electronic filing system. Thereafter, I headed the team that came up with the standard operating procedure for electronic filing. Electronic filing. They saved the company. Let's just give it a figure. Let's say 23% savings on paper and ink. Okay, an annual, give the company an annual, okay. So the next one is evidence of success in efficient and effective project management, ensuring delivery within financial targets. Sorry. So I'll go back to the project I was describing up here. I'll go back to that project and continue. I have also I could just say I am also financially or commercially. I'm also a commercial conscious person. In my previous role as an assistant, whatever, I saved the company. But really, what I've just even done, this one I've already written down, takes care of that one as well, because it's okay, no, we can look at another thing here. This is project management and financial targets. Okay, So in my previous role as an assistant, whatever, I saved the company. No, let me change that. I was responsible for buying chemicals for two of our new products. I was able to deliver all the chemicals within scheduled time frames at no extra cost to the company. To achieve this, I moved some imported chemicals to local suppliers without compromising quality. And you guys should let me know that I'm not alone. Oh. I feel as if I'm alone.
Oh, we are with you.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that takes care of financial targets. The next one is experience and skills in the use of Microsoft projects. I have undergone several trainings in Microsoft project that I currently use it to prepare my contracts. Okay. Significant experience of successfully operating in a politically sensitive environment. I have to think about this very well. Okay. I work in an environment that has people of no, I work in an environment. No, I'll need to change this. In my previous company, I worked on a road project with the local government which belonged to a different political party. The project did not complete until another party took over and came into power. Then I continued working on that project with them. It was politically sensitive, as my organization was a well-known ally. That is spelling of ally of the previous government in power. So I understand I understand the
The political landscape.
Well, then I continue. Okay, I want to review this one. Then I continued working on that project with them and completed it successfully at no extra costs. Okay. The next one is experience of working within the public sector and a working knowledge of UM and all that. Okay. So here I'll say I also have a good knowledge, good experience. Initially, I had said I don't have experience of working in the public sector. So here I don't want to contradict myself. Let me find a way of taking care of this question. And I don't want to be always singing that I don't have this experience, I don't have that. I don't want it to be too much on my statements.
Yeah, so would the word like volunteer be suffice here?
Yes, sure. If you have done anything, any voluntary role, any voluntary work, you can always put here that as a volunteer in so place, I did this. Okay, we can do that. We can put that here.
Hopefully we'll soon finish. I can join you. Thank you.
Let me just call one organization. I have volunteered in Oxfam GB as social value as a public procurement intern. But this question you asked, if you had asked me earlier, so here I would not say I don't have. There's a place I said I don't have public procurement experience. So I will just continue this way. I volunteered in Oxfam GB as a public procurement intern. On that role, I was in charge. Okay, I was required to no, sorry. On that role, I trained for public. Let me lift this. Okay, I trained for public regulations, public procurement regulations, the Quality Act, and public service. Okay, so I have a good knowledge of social value in public procurement. Knowledge of financial system.
Sorry, man. Public procurement. That sounds like some tautology. But can we use a word like public administration?
No,
It's
that's what
not
they,
applicable here.
no, that's what they asked in the person specification. You can say I lifted it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes, so always try and stick to their own terms. Okay, so the next one is the knowledge of financial system, e.g. monitoring of budgets, processing invoices and all that. Okay, so in this role as well, I was responsible for monitoring the budgets of the branch and reporting monthly. Use the an e-procurement system called let me just say pro contract. So I want to lift this. Okay, for processing invoices and business planning processes. Let me remove this one here. Okay. So I've taken care of knowledge and experience. So in the same way, that's the same way you continue doing it for skills. Sorry, I want to summarize because of time. I have something else to do, please. So the same way we've done it, each line, you take care of each line. Okay, sorry, I omitted something. So in this one this last one I did now, you can see that it's not essential, it's desirable. So even if you don't have a good knowledge about that one, you can skip it, but I always advise people to always say something on every question they ask, say something about it. If you don't have anything, just tell them you don't have this experience, but that you're willing to learn, you're willing to undergo any training the trust, as the trust requires. So when you're done with all this, you can now conclude and make sure that when you're concluding, ensure that you mention the values of that trust. You can see this trust put their values at the beginning. That means it's very, very important, very, very important to them. So when you're concluding, you conclude and try to say one or two things about their trust. Most times I tell them that my personal values align with their trust values. So I will really want to be part of them to do this, do that. So always conclude in that way. Then you can see that as we're going down this thing, I wasn't being too detailed. Even if I have more that they're asking for, I don't need to say everything here, but if I still want to mention those things I have that they did not ask for, when I'm concluding, I will tell them that, okay, I also have this. Sorry, that's my alarm. So when I'm concluding, I will also tell them that, okay, in addition to this, I also have these skills, I have this experience, I have this knowledge. There's something I omitted. If you don't want to start answering the questions immediately, you can do a small introduction, but don't just try and keep it brief. You can set out like, I'm excited to apply for this role in this place because of this reason, this reason, this reason. Then you can now start your supporting statements. I think I will stop here. Sorry, I have another meeting at 8:15. So BM, over to you, please.
Okay. Thanks, Juliet. I think it takes a lot of confidence to write a personal statement live. Thank you so much. Is it possible to, based on what you've written, is it possible to copy that in the chat, or you can send it to me or something so that I can just share with people that might be interested in it?
Should I just send it to the chat?
Try and put it in the chat. Let me see if it's not too long.
Oh no, it's too long. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you as
Long,
WhatsApp.
right? Okay.
I'll send it to you on WhatsApp.
Yeah. So you say you have a meeting in 15 minutes, but can we take one or two questions quickly?
Yes, yes.
So there are a couple in the chat. Let me see 1 second. So I guess in terms of what Juliet has shared with us, what I see is that, and this can be for any job description. I know a lot of us are quick to run to AI, but as you heard from Juliet, it might be a recipe for failure. So, and most people say, oh, NHS application takes me the whole day. It might not necessarily take you the whole day if you, because we spent like an hour doing this now. So if if you're really interested in the role, then you should be really interested in sitting down and trying to do it. So for any job application, job description, take each step and just start writing it as a paragraph. I think I really liked this breakdown. So someone said, I have a question. Is Inena, I think it's Inena that put the question. I don't know if you are still here. So you can ask your question live, so be clearer. I think it was Inena Chinwe.
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah, hi.
Good
So you can
evening.
ask a question that you put in the chat. Good evening.
Yes, I was asking a question about the band you're talking about. I don't know if it's just about the what's it called? The job role you're talking about right now. You understand?
Yeah.
But for the health jobs, I think I've seen adverts on the platform. That's the NHS job platform or website. They advertise jobs on band 2, band 3, and it has COS. So I want to get a clarification. It said COS can only be for band 6 or 7.
I was specific. Yeah, I said for admin roles. For admin roles.
Okay, for admin roles. Okay,
yeah,
can you just
the
clarify?
salary band.
Yes, can you just clarify me on health related jobs? You understand? Something like healthcare assistants and phlebotomy and the rest of them. What band can somebody have?
So for healthcare roles, it also depends on trust. It depends on the trust that you're looking at. Some trusts can sponsor band 2, which is very rare. But I know of trusts that sponsor band 3 and above when it's healthcare.
Yeah, and
you understand? Okay. Then for admin roles, if the salary is not up to 38,700 outside London, they will not sponsor you.
Okay. This is an eye opener. Okay.
So even if you're going for a health assistant role, make sure that the trust is willing to sponsor you. Me, I've got a band 6 role before, but the trust told me specifically that they are not sponsoring. Band 6, they didn't sponsor, and I didn't take the job.
Yeah. So I guess the admin side of things will also apply to any tech role, like BA roles and all of those.
Yes. I have a friend that went to band 7, project management. They were willing to sponsor, although she didn't eventually get the job. It applies to all the tech roles.
Yeah, but with healthcare, they're usually quite, I think you can get lower bands if they are willing to sponsor you. So,
Yes, yes.
okay, there was another question. Okay, we've got 10 more minutes, isn't it? So, let me see if I'll find it. There's another one. It was Lola that asked the question. I don't know if
Yes,
she's
it's me. I'm here, please.
go
In a
ahead.
situation like I've drafted my supporting statement myself without using AI, and I thought to check using this AI detector, and twice now it has given me that it's 90% generated. I'm like, but I did this myself, so I've tried to paraphrase. It's still because most of the sentences I use the trust values, the person specification, and the duties of the job, the JD. That's what I use in crafting out the supporting statement. So I don't know if that's what is making it seem like 90% or I'm doing something wrong. Thank you.
That one is really, I think that one is a system glitch. If you're sure that you did it yourself, it shouldn't be giving you 90%. Honestly, I'm not sure of how to respond to that. But I
Yeah,
always tell people, just tell yourself the truth, right? I'm not saying you should not use AI at all, but even if you're going to use AI, use it wisely. Make sure you just even if you're not very good with your English, it's still okay. These people here, they are the English, but when you see some of them write, some of us write better than them. So just try your little best. I really don't know how to explain that really.
yeah, it's a bit tricky, but I guess if you're sure you've written it yourself, then go for it then. Because some of these AI tools that we're using, they're just marketing their platform.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, someone was asking for your contact details. Do you want to just put your details in the chat?
It's okay, you can put it.
Yeah, you can put it in the chat. Maybe if somebody wants to reach out to you, then they can.
Okay.
So I don't know if there are any questions whilst Juliet is just doing that. Are there any questions from anyone on the call?
You have so many messages. I have like 11 now, but
Yeah, there are not necessarily questions, so it's fine.
okay.
Yeah, I think the two questions that I saw, I've already picked them up, but I don't know if anyone else has any question from the. Okay, if we're hearing silence, then there are no questions. So thanks everyone for attending today.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, Ibiemi, there are two things I really want to give to people. I want to log out. I want to tell people two things I always say whenever I go for any session like this. Those two things are this. When you're doing your statements, even if you're to do it for the same job role in two different trusts. For instance, I went for an interview for procurement specialist, band 6 in one trust, procurement specialist, band 7 in another trust, the same day. So don't be tempted to okay, because it's the same job title, you now use the same supporting statement for ABC Trust and use the same thing for XYZ Trust. It doesn't work that way. Remember that ABC Trust have their own trust values, and their job role has its own requirements and job descriptions. Then the other trust has their own trust values and their requirements. So don't just say, it's the same job now, it's the same procurement specialist. You now use the same supporting statement. I know it's difficult to do supporting statement, but if it's important to you, take your time, do it afresh. That's what I always tell people. Try as much as possible to do a fresh supporting statement for every job role you're doing. You know, this one, you're not doing CV. Once you have your profile on track, all you need to be repeating and refreshing is just your supporting statements. That's one thing. Then the second thing I always tell people, when you're looking for a job, if you're not satisfied, if you get a job and you did not get that thing you're looking for, that satisfaction, don't relent, don't relax. At least this place, for some reason, the jobs are readily available here. It's just for you to find a way. Don't relax. Don't take the job and like, they've given me this and let me just go. Don't. Keep trying. Don't delay or don't be reluctant in rejecting jobs. If you're not satisfied in that job, reject it. Go for another one. For every interview you go to that you did not pass, you must have learned one or two things. If you go to the next interview, if you made a mistake in the previous one, you're not going to repeat that mistake in the next one. So go for it. Don't say, they said our people is only one thing, one kind of job that is for our people. No, don't always go with the flow. Go follow your mind, follow your mind and go for it. I believe that if you keep pushing, you'll get to where you want to. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Juliet. Absolutely. Apply. Okay, folks. Yeah. Thank you everyone for attending. And yeah, enjoy your Christmas.
Thank you.
Happy New Year in advance.
Thank
Bye,
you very
everyone.
much.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
So
Thank you so much. Bye.
yeah.
Bye.